You're to son, my friend so dear. We gather today, it's crystal clear. From the streets of Congress to Mount Lemon's Peak, united we stand strong and sleek. Oh Pueblo.
Good evening, I'm Judge Fayette, and you are?
Tristan Lucan.
Did you say Tristan Lucan?
Yeah, Tristan, Tistan, Lukan.
Let me give you an FE number and let me know the status, please. They are 2501 6821. Thank you. I've got the charges, so we're good. Okay. All right. Petition here to revoke probation on some files out of Tucson City Court alleging pending new charges, failing to report to adult probation on November the 21st, failing to submit to drug and alcohol testing in July, August, October, and November, failing to disclose contact on December the 9th.
Well, I got rest of December 9th.
Pardon me?
Can contact no one
Okay.
on December 9th. Yeah.
Right, we'll appoint the city public defender's office to represent you on these charges. Bond is $2,500 in cash. No contact with the victims. Or the victim's residence or workplace. No acts of domestic violence, no alcohol or drugs, no firearms or weapons. Your next court date will be December 23rd at 1:30, and I'd suggest you not discuss this matter with anyone except your attorney. Right, thank you, Mr. Lucan. Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you are?
My name is Kenidra Dimoa.
You want to repeat that again for me, please?
Kenidra Dimoa.
All right. And do we have public defender present? There we go. Mr. Moa, I have an interim complaint charging you with unlawful failure to return rented property. Alleged occurred on or about the 26th of November.
What is your charge, ma'am? I couldn't hear you.
Failing to return rental property, motor vehicle to U-Haul. Scheduled to be returned on November the 2nd.
I was incarcerated.
We'll appoint legal defender's office to represent you on these charges. And did either counsel wish to be heard on conditions?
Your Honor, nothing further other than the recommendation.
Just a moment, Judge. Okay, Judge, according to the record I'm reading, it looks like she was incarcerated starting November 3rd. She's been incarcerated since, it looks like she has a $15,000, it looks like it was reduced to $2,200 bond. But she hasn't been able to pay that, so we'd ask you you consider that in your bond amount.
Preliminary hearing date will be December the 22nd at 1:30. Bond is $2,500. If you post that bond, you'll be distribution of pretrial services. Again, no firearms or weapons. No contact with alleged victims, and you don't go to any U-Haul locations. And I would suggest you not discuss the matter with anyone except your attorney. And of course, standard conditions of release are you stay in the state of Arizona, you don't violate any laws, you appear at all court dates. Thank you, Mr. Moore. Jill, what happened to Arredondo?
They're post-release.
Arredondo?
Yes, Your Honor, they were post-released on the misdemeanor.
Okay, can you send that file over? Please?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. We've got it. We don't like the paper repeated. Good evening, I'm Judge Shayan, and you are?
Stephen Kiwis.
Mr. Keys, anyone complaint charging with secondary burglary, trafficking in stolen property. Latest occurred. Looks like between September 10th and October the 16th. We'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you on these charges, and either counsel wish to be heard on conditions.
Your Honor, I would just note, the basis of the recommendation, the concern is the criminal history, which is similar to the offenses before the court, and the main concern, the nature of the offense, and he was in a position of trust.
Judge, we would ask that you consider that this is a nonviolent offense. He's already in custody on a $250 bond that was imposed back in November 22nd. He hasn't been able to pay that at this point. He doesn't have an active NBCA flag. He claims to have housing with his mom if he was released. So, given all those factors, we're asking you to consider that in your bond amount.
Preliminary is going to be December the 22nd at 4:30. Bond will be $10,000. No alcohol, no drugs, no firearms or weapon, no contact with alleged victims. You don't go back to the incident location. You don't go to any pawn or resale shops. No firearms. Do you understand that? You're muted.
Yes, I understand, ma'am.
And I'd suggest you not discuss this matter with anyone except your attorney.
Thank you.
Good evening. Okay, your
Melissa Wallace.
Ms. Wallace, interim complaint here charging you with possession of narcotic drug and possession of paraphernalia. Alleged occurred on the 22nd of February. We'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you on these charges. It appears that you are eligible, at least for screening, for steps on this charge as well. I know you're familiar with steps, I believe.
I've never been on the judge. I'm sorry. And she's actually been indicted. Steps is pre-indictment.
You've been indicted on this.
Oh, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Yes, you're right.
And what steps is it's a pre-indictment or a pre-charge diversion program. You participate in a treatment program for a period of time. You successfully complete the program, the charges are dismissed without any formal.
Oh, that's wonderful. Okay.
That either counsel wish to be heard further on conditions.
Your Honor, the concern is the multiple pending matters that she's currently on a drug court sanction, and there's new criminal activity.
Judge, she is still on drug court in these 3 felony matters. However, she was just sanctioned for 60 days, reinstated. She is going to be, if she gets released on this case, she was going to be released on the 13th to Casa de Vida, or the 12th, tomorrow morning, to her probation officer, who's going to transport her over there. And she's back on drug court. The charges before the court are from 2024, February of 2024. So these are almost 2 years old. So there's no new criminal activity with these charges, and she's on the right track, and holding her on any sort of bond is going to really disrupt any of that process.
And are you willing to waive time for preliminary hearing?
Yes.
All right. You next on next Thursday at 9 a.m. Pima County Superior Court, that's a steps court hearing. Preliminary hearing date's January 26th at 1:30. You're going to be released to the third-party custody of pretrial services. No alcohol or illegal drugs. You comply with monitoring and treatment under their supervision. You need to comply with steps, with substance abuse and behavioral health assessments and treatment as directed by steps or pretrial services. All right.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Wallace. in jail?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you said that Arredondo was post-released. What's the status of her felony matter?
The felony matter was dismissed earlier this afternoon. So she will be fully released from custody this evening.
So she'll be fully released
From custody,
as soon as you finish processing.
correct.
Okay. That can get shredded then. That's what it's supposed to really. Good evening, I'm Judge Chayette, and you are?
Bridget, early?
It's early. I have a couple of things here for you. We'll start with the warrant out of Pima County Justice Court for shoplifting on September the 10th of 2022, failing to appear on October 14th of 2022, and it looks like perhaps again on December 16th of 2022. We'll appoint Robin Ald to represent you on these charges. I'll reduce the bond to $1,000 from $2,499. Court, it'll be tomorrow at 1 o'clock. You're not to return to that incident location. Do you understand that? I also have a file here out of Tucson City Court from July of 2023, criminal trespass, and then failing to appear in court. I'm going to release you on these charges, but because you're being held in custody on the other charges, I'll appoint the city public defender's office to represent you for the moment. Your next court date is January the 16th at 9 a.m. in Tucson City Court. You're not to go back to 4141 East 29th. Do you understand that? Do you understand that?
Say that again.
Yes.
Right. Thank you, Ms. Early.
Okay, go ahead and stand up.
Good evening. There are,
Joseph Jackson.
I've got new charges for you, as well as a warning.
Yes, ma'am. The warrant, I don't understand, like, that's a case that I've already been sentenced on, like,
That in a moment.
okay.
started on a Miranda, charging a shoplifting on November the 29th. TJ Maxx and Cortero there. Your next court date is January the 14th at 10 a.m. in the Marana City Court. You're not to go back to that incident location, that entire shopping center. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And you need to appear in court. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Also have a warrant out of Pima County Justice Court. And again, it transferred over from Miranda. These are charges from January 24th of 2024, charging with facilitation. Looks like you might have been supposed to be in court in September of this year.
I already got sentenced on it. I was picked up on it like 2 months ago and came to this and went and saw the judge and got it. They dropped the, vacated the court because I've already been sentenced on that charge.
Where was the court?
Downtown, went down to the justice court and saw the judge. But
Well, I don't know why this warrant is here, but it's here and I can't do anything about it. So you're going to have to come to court on that. Do you understand that?
yeah, that's fine.
January 29th at 10 o'clock in the morning in the Pima County Justice Court. You don't go back to the incident location. All right. Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Good evening. I'm Judge Shade and you are
Analicia Pesquera, good evening.
Ms. Piscata. I have citation charging you with possession of paraphernalia. When it occurred when you were booked into the jail. Because of the federal hold, we'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you on these charges. Set a court date of January 16th at 9 o'clock in the morning. You'll be released on these charges. Oh, we've got some other charges here for criminal trespass as well. You're not to go back to 735 West 41st. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Be sure you stay in touch with the public defender's office so they know where you are. If you're still in custody, they'll update the court and the prosecutor's office. If you're out of custody, you need to appear on January 16th.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you are,
Ashley
and your last name, Ashley?
Turner.
Ms. Turner, I have a number of things here for you. I have current charges charging you with drinking in public, possession of paraphernalia, and providing false information to law enforcement officers. These are alleged to have occurred today. We also have charges that go back to August 22nd of 2023 for assault, disorderly conduct, criminal trespass, possession of paraphernalia.
I believe I missed court on that one.
That would appear to be correct. Looks like the most recent failure to appear is November the 10th. But you apparently were in Superior Court at that, well, you were supposed to be in Superior Court at that time. Judging the fact that you have a warrant, my guess is you were not in Superior Court on that date, on November the 20th. And then we have other charges also for obstruction, assault, disorderly conduct, and criminal trespass. We have duplicate files here. No, it looks like twice in the same location, perhaps. All right, we'll appoint Public Defender's Office to represent you on these charges. I will release you on these charges. The court date of January the 16th at 9 o'clock in the morning. If you're out of custody, you need to appear. If you're still in custody, your attorney will appear and address the matter with the prosecutor in the court. If you're not going to back to 4710 East Speedway, no alcohol or illegal drugs. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Right? Thank you, Ms. Turner. This next one is listed as a felony, but it's
The judge doesn't have any information on your hold. You're gonna see that during the week. Right.
good evening. I'm Judge Hayden. And you, sir, are.
Heath Foster.
Nope. What happened to Mr. Gill?
Judge, that's next. He's next.
Okay. All right, Mr. Foster.
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Waive reading, counsel.
Yes, Judge.
All right, we'll appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges, and do either council wish to be heard further on conditions?
Your Honor, the state would just know the pattern of non-compliance.
Judge, we're asking that you release him to pretrial services. I understand the state's concerns about the pattern. However, the timing is important. It looks like his most recent failure to register is from 2013. So it's been over 10 years. The last one before that was 2003. He did register in 2024. It's just been 2025 where he wasn't allegedly in compliance. And he does have housing. So he's, understands that one of the conditions would be to register immediately as soon as possible. He is disabled, so he's not able to work, but a lot of this comes from, he lost his wife this April. And so he's been dealing with a lot of grief. And so for those reasons and for his priors are old. He's never reoffended other than having these failure to registers. He's never picked up a new offense. So we're asking you to give him a shot on pretrial services.
Preliminary hearing date is going to be December 31st at 1:30 in the afternoon. You will be released to the third-party custody of pretrial services. You need to comply with their directives, including no alcohol or illegal drugs, behavioral health and substance abuse assessment and treatment as they direct. You need to report to Pima County Sheriff's Department Identification Unit. I've given you their address. You need to report either tomorrow or Monday during normal business
You-
hours and complete
Yes, Your Honor.
registration. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And of course, that's in addition to standard conditions of remaining in the state of Arizona, violating the laws and appearing at all court dates.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Foster. Good evening, I'm Judge Shane. Sir.
Sí, muy buenas tardes, yo soy la juez Hayden. ¿Me puede dar su nombre, por favor?
Eduardo Antonio Gil.
Eduardo Antonio Gil.
Mr. Hill, I have a warrant here for failing to comply with terms of sentence.
Bueno, señor Gil, aquí tengo que usted tenga una orden de aprehensión porque usted no cumplió con los términos que se le dictaron en la condena o en la imposición de la pena.
Sí.
Yes.
We'll reappoint Public Defender's Office to represent you on these charges. Bond,
Señor, vamos a volver a asignar al defensor público para que lo represente en estas acusaciones.
bond is $1,500.
Is that the bond, Your Honor?
That's correct.
Voy a fijarle una fianza de $1,500.
If you post the bond, your court date's January the 12th at 10 a.m. in Tucson City Court.
Si usted deposita la fianza y sale libre, usted tiene que presentarse a la próxima audiencia el 12 de enero a las 10 de la mañana en Tucson City Court, en el Tribunal de la Ciudad.
If you have not posted the bond, you'll be seen on video on December the 19th at about 1:45 or later that afternoon.
Y si usted no deposita la fianza y sigue detenido, entonces va a tener una audiencia por video el 19 de diciembre a la 1:45 o después de esa hora.
Possess no alcohol or illegal drugs.
Y las condiciones, si le sale libre, son de que no debe de consumir bebidas alcohólicas ni drogas ilegales.
Thank you, Mr. Hill.
Gracias, señor Gil. Es todo por hoy.
Oh, that's your bond. If you can pay that, you can get out.
Oh, well, if I don't pay them, so. Well, thank you, gracias.
Thank you, thank you. Gracias, señor. And Your Honor, may the interpreter be excused?
You may, thank you.
Thank you so much. Good night.
Good evening. I'm Judge Taylor. You are
Landry.
Ms. Landry. In a complaint charging possession of paraphernalia for the possession of narcotic drugs and possession of a dangerous drug. We'll appoint Public Defender's Office to represent you on these charges. It appears that you may be eligible for participation in a pre-indictment diversion program called STEPS. Requires you to participate in a treatment program for a period of time that's designed to fit your needs. If you successfully complete the program, then the charges will be dismissed without a formal charge. Did you want to explore that option further? All right. Your conditions for release, in addition to complying with the specific things that I'm going to tell you and that are written on your order, are you remain within the state of Arizona? Unless you receive permission of the court to leave the state. To violate no laws. No alcohol or illegal drugs. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And time waived for preliminary hearing, counsel?
Yes.
So your next court date is a week from today, the 18th at 9 in the morning.
Okay.
Pima County Superior Court. That's your first step hearing. Preliminary hearing right now is set for January 26th at 1:30. You're going to be released to the custody of pretrial services. No alcohol or illegal drugs. Should comply with monitoring and treatment under the supervision. That will include complying with steps, undergoing substance abuse evaluation and behavioral health assessment, and treatment as they direct. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right, thank you, Ms. Landry. Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you are
I, Joe, need a little.
Ms. Little. I have warrant here charging you with possession of dangerous drug, possession of narcotic drug, and possession of paraphernalia. Alleged occurred on August the 5th. We'll set an arraignment date for December the 18th at 1:30. We'll represent you on these charges, and did either counsel wish to be heard further on conditions?
Your Honor, just a pattern of fail to comply with court orders. Looks like the arraignment was reset and she was unsuccessfully terminated from steps.
Judge, we'd just like you to consider that now she has verified housing, employment, and support. She does have a phone, so she's able to contact pretrial services. She doesn't have any felony priors. This is a personal possession drug case, nonviolent, no active MVCA flag. She's only 23. So we're asking you consider all that in your decision and give her another chance on pretrial services.
She didn't apply the first time. She didn't check her mail at the place she gave for her mailing address. So bond will be $750. If you post the bond, then you'll be under supervision of pretrial services. No alcohol or illegal drugs. And you say we have a verified address. We've got somebody who says she can reside with him, but we don't have an address. The only address that we have is the arrest location and her grandmother's address, where she wasn't checking her mail. So there's to be no alcohol or illegal drugs in your residence. I'd suggest you not discuss this matter with anyone except your attorney. Thank you, Ms. Little. Good evening, I'm Judge Fayette. You are
Gerardo Parra.
Mr. Potter. And in a complaint here charges aggravated assault on law enforcement officers. Alleged occurred yesterday. We'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you on these charges. Did either council? further on conditions?
Your Honor, I would note there's a concern of the violent effects in the case. In addition, those officers who were responding and that were injured, that were assaulted, it was unprovoked assaults and it was a continual pattern. So there is a concern and a risk for the officers who have contact with the defendant. So a higher bond is appropriate, especially for the injury sustained one of the officers.
Anything?
Judge, yes, Judge, we'd be asking that you consider the fact that he doesn't have any felony priors. He's scoring a level 1 on the pretrial services matrix and only a 2 on both of the scales. He does have an aunt he can live with who would help him get to court. And he did have employment before this, as well as some mental health disorders that he's dealing with. So we asked you to consider all that in your decision.
He's about to have an APO hold for the new domestic violence charges, so. Actually, he does have an APO hold. We just don't have the petition in place. So bond will be $7,500. Pretrial services, if the bond is posted, no alcohol and illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence, no firearms or weapons, no contact with the alleged victims. Don't go to victims' residence or workplaces. And I'd suggest you don't discuss the matter with anyone except your attorney. Preliminary hearing date's December 22nd at 1:30. Then I have new charges out of Tucson City Court. Charges for domestic violence, criminal damage, domestic violence, disorderly conduct. Will reappoint city public defender's office to represent you on these charges. You're not to have contact with any of the victims in this matter. Looks like that includes Miss Wallace, Gabriela Redondo, and Alex. We also actually have 3 counts of criminal damage, 3 counts of disorderly conduct, and 2 counts of domestic violence assault. Again, we'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you on these charges. Bond will be $2,500. You're not to return to the apartment complex except once with law enforcement to get your personal belongings. And I do expect the petition to revoke your probation is going to be filed momentarily. Right? Thank you, Mr. Potter. Oh. Did I give you the whole file? I just gave you ours. I just gave you our full. Okay. Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you are?
Charles Sigrist?
Mr. Seegers. Veteran complaint charging you with being a fugitive from justice. Will appoint legal defender's office to represent you on this matter. Set a review hearing for December the 16th at 1:30. Did either counsel wish to be heard further on conditions?
Not from the state, Your Honor.
Judge, we'd be asking that you release him to pretrial. He's been here before on this warrant. It was dealt with and they ended up not wanting to extradite him, so it was dismissed.
Aware of that?
So he's back in a similar situation with this warrant being reissued. He has all the information to deal with it. He spoke with the DPS worker. So we're asking you to give him a chance to deal with it now that he has more information and he has a lawyer out there now to try to figure out what's going on.
You have been released to the third-party custody pretrial services. No contact with alleged victims, and you need to contact the issuing jurisdiction to address the matter. And of course, appear at your review hearing next week.
Yes, I will.
Right, thank you. Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you are?
Fernando Tagawa?
Mr. Tagawa. In a complaint charging with unlawful flight from law enforcement alleged occurred on the 7th of December. Will appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges, and did either counsel wish to be heard further on conditions?
Well, the defense would, Judge. We're asking that you release him to pretrial services. He doesn't have any felony priors. This is a nonviolent offense. He's considered a level 1 on the pretrial services matrix. Doesn't have any active flag, scoring low on the scales, and he does have housing with his mother and sister and support in order to get to court.
And my apologies, I was having trouble with my mic. Your Honor, was noted, there is a concern that he's a flight risk as he already fled from law enforcement. Contact was made later. And the main concern is the endangerment that he exposed our community driving at a high speed. That will be the basis of bond being recommended, Your Honor.
I'm gonna give you a chance and release you to pretrial services under certain conditions. You don't drive without a valid license.
Okay.
No alcohol or illegal drugs.
Okay.
Substance abuse and behavioral health assessment and treatment is directed by pretrial services. You don't go to any Circle K stores.
Okay.
Um, And you don't have contact with any potential co-defendants. It looks like the passenger was previously arrested.
Yes.
No contact except through legal counsel. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Tagawa.
Thank you.
What's, December 31st?
And again, you don't leave the state of Arizona. You appear at court dates. All right, thank you. Look at it, take you back on that. Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Have a good night.